fantastic. Welcome to this winter wonderland. I got too many gadgets going on here. Welcome to this winter wonderland Wednesday. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your divine love, joy, and commitment. I'm so excited because this is the beginning of March, and March is Women's History Month. So as we just get ready to breathe into that, as we welcome in the divine magnificence that is the awakening of women, of the female expression, of the yin to the yang to the yin, as we welcome in this divine essence that is within all of us. We welcome in our women, the women that have gone before us, the women that are here now, the courage of women. Tonight is about the power of women, which is just a celebration of all. I heard that we have a little ring now. I love the wonderful new things that pop up after all of the testing. So I will adjust that. So let's take this moment right now to settle in, to embrace. And let's open with this first quote. From our divine Michelle Obama. There is no limit to what we as women can accomplish. How incredible and how beautiful. That is a reminder that we are standing in the awareness, whether we are awake or not, for our contributions to the world. But not only that, our contribution to elevating the consciousness of human, the consciousness of human being to spiritual being to divine enlightenment. We are very much a part of that and have always been. So tonight, I want to do one of my all-time favorite tunes because it's fun and it is our national anthem. Let's do it, y'all. Ooh, hey. Whatever you want, whatever you need, anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally, 'cause I'm every woman. It's all in me. It's all in me. Yeah. All right, wherever you are, get on up. Feel the energy of this music moving through you as we celebrate we absolutely open our loving arms and we participate in recognizing Women's History Month. I'm every woman, it's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, do it naturally. Woo! I'm every woman, it's all in me. I can read your thoughts right now, everyone from A to Z. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can cast a spell, secrets you can't tell. Make a special brew, put fire inside of you. Anytime you feel danger or fear, then instantly I will appear. 'Cause I'm every woman, it's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, do it naturally. Oh, 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 oh. Your needs like rain onto the sea. I can make it right, put compassion in your mind. And when it comes down to that good old-fashioned love, I had it. Woo! I'm every woman, it's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, do it naturally. It's all in me. I can read your thoughts right now, and it went from A to Z. Woo. Oh, oh, oh. I ain't bragging, 'cause I'm the one. Just ask me, woo, it shall be done. Don't bother to compare. I got feel it? I'm every woman. Are you? I'm every woman. You're every woman. You're every woman. We're every woman. Chaka Khan. We're every woman. Chaka Khan. Oh, we're every woman. I'm every woman. I'm every woman. Yes. Let's take that energy into this moment of prayer right here now. And so I want to invite you to allow that energy that you feel at this moment, no matter if it's happening in this very present moment or if this is at a later date, let's just feel it. Feel it. And recognize the I am that I am. I am every. I am every divine expression of spirit. I am the feminine expression of that which is. I am every. I am every divine expression of the female life. I am the divine expression of that which you know and that which you don't know and that which is unfolding. I am every. I am every. And in this divine expression of acceptance that I am every expression, I'm every woman. We hold this energy in this divine space right here now, knowing that this absolute presence of divine feminine absolute light is shining through each and every one of us, and that we have been called. No matter what we may look on the exterior, we have been called vibrationally to recognize and to be the I am, the I am, the I am that we are. So I give thanks and praise for this Wednesday to come to you, to be with you, to celebrate Women's History Month. But more than that, to celebrate the feminine of the I am presence and all that it brings to this world. And peace and blessings, and so it is. And let's look at one of our other quotes right now. Each time a woman stands up for herself without knowing it possibly, without claiming it, she stands up for all women. Maya Angelou. So, I'm really very grateful to be here tonight and to express the magnificence of all that is happening right now. As I was looking to start researching, to express, I love this expression. To honor this important month, we compiled a list of inspiring quotes from influential women, which I have been sharing with you, who have made their mark on the world, from activists and writers, politicians, artists. These women have used their voices to advocate for change, changing the status quo and inspiring others to do the same. And so as we step into this month of March, as we step into the power of the feminine, I wanted to bring this divine night on the first day of March for us to recognize that this is an important time. That yes, I could go through when women were legally able to vote, when women were legally able to qualify for their own credit cards. But beyond that, what I want to focus on is the inspirational spiritual power of women. It is a courageousness that is deeply seated within each and every woman. And when I say woman, I open that up because I have had to understand that every man and woman has man and women within them. Before we're born, we carry both. And so if you're uncomfortable with that, just take a breath. Just take a breath. And breathe into the infinite possibility that there can be more beyond what you know. And just because you don't know it doesn't mean that it can hurt you, doesn't mean that it's not so, doesn't mean that it is not of value. So we breathe into that and we let that roll. Stay with me. Stay with the possibility of embracing the magnificence of you, the incredible light and energy that is within you. And as we celebrate the power of women, we celebrate the courage, the courage of each woman that stepped out beyond what was said to be a woman. Spiritually, within a family, business-wise, in a community, as a friend, as a lover, as a brother or a sister, as a cousin or an aunt or an uncle. We are celebrating those that stepped beyond what was the status quo. And we honor each and every one, those that we are aware of and those that we don't know. And it is my joy that throughout this month, we will highlight some of those amazing women every Sunday and on Wednesday. We will highlight them through their quotes, through their pictures, through their words. The powers, including beauty, synchronization, earth, the capacities to receive, to nourish, to purify, to recognize life, sacredness, to know all life is community, and to work with the mystery of creative space. That is an expression of the feminine space, the feminine being, the feminine essence. So when you hear that, to work with beauty, the synchronization with earth, I love that. When I was like, oh, the synchronization with earth, to understand that I have never been a woman that carried a child. But I have often talked, and I actually even went to some well-being centers, it's going to come to me, that they delivered children in their very natural essence through water and not in the hospitals, midwives. And one of the things that they talked about was this divine harmony that the body began to get into sync with the earth. And it was through that they even knew that it was time for them to give birth. They knew that it was time for them to embrace in this new journey that we call motherhood. But that happens in so many ways that you have, whether you are a woman or not, in the physical sense, there are times that we've all been aware and accountable to things that are moving through us. And this is a celebration of women by NAR. This is a celebration of women. This is a celebration of women that have gone before and the celebration of women that are here now. And so one of the things that's really vital is that the journey hasn't changed. It's just open and expanded. It has opened each of us all to what is possible as someone that is representing, is standing in the space of the Divine Mother. And there are a lot of us know women that have no representation of what the status quo. It amazes me how we tend to forget there are women that we have never classified as women. Oh, she's a tomboy, she can't be a mother, she doesn't even have any capacity to hold that to this. All of these assumptions and claims that we put. And so for anyone out there saying, I'm not appreciating and not honoring women in every capacity, in every way, yes, I am. But I'm also saying, let's open up our consciousness. And I didn't even know that this is where I was going. This is Spirit speaking through me. Let's open up our consciousness to understand that the feminine presence is alive and aware in both of us, in men and women. And now the female expression of a woman that looks, that talks like a woman, I want to honor that, because we as women, we have had to go through so much to be able to stand here. To have a woman vice president. And even still, we see with that, I have been in circles where there's so much conversation about what Kamala Harris is not doing. And when I ask the question, do we even know what she could do? Because it has been set in a way, if she were a man doing exactly what she's doing, there would be no conversation. No conversation. I don't know what Mike Pence did when he was with Trump. I have no clue. None. But he is not talked about as though he's not doing his job. He is invisible. We don't know where he is. But these are the things that we have to start awakening to. We must awaken ourselves that this double standard is still here. It's still here. And we are still participating in it because we are in the evolution of change. We are in the transition of evolving. And so, in light of this, as we celebrate Women's History Month, I want you to keep in mind the women that said, I won't be looked up on as X, Y, Z. I will not say, this is my space. You know, still even today, if a woman says that she does not want to be a mother, something is believed that something's wrong with her. But if a man says he does not want to be a father, he's on a mission, he has a goal, he's career orientated, nothing's wrong with that. So in all of what's expanding and all of the world that is happening, we are at the center of awakening in so many wonderful ways. Look at this quote. I want all the girls, without an exception, to have that space for themselves where they have opportunities to be the women they wish to be. And that's Parnaya Chopra. How powerful that is. How powerful women are. I have this wonderful list of women that have done some courageous things, and one of the ones they have up top is Rosa Parks. It says, in 1955, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white passenger on the bus where she was traveling. This helped to initiate the civil rights movement in the United States. But I want to add to that because I shared it with our community this past Sunday, but due to some of the technology, I'm not sure if you knew or not, but Claudette, I think her last name is Culvers. This young girl was 15 years old. She was actually the first in Montgomery, Alabama, to not give up her seat, Claudette, to not give up her seat to a white woman. And some of the things that I didn't know, like she was 15 and she did that. And she talks about, she said on one side, she felt Sojourner pulling her, and she felt the thought just slipped me. It'll come to me. The underground slaves. So she felt the history. She was very involved in the history class that was being shared at that time. And she was in her proper place, what that is, on the bus from Montgomery, in the black section, in the back of the bus. But the bus was full, and here was a white woman that didn't have a seat. And the request was for her to get up, and she said she felt that she couldn't. She said she wanted to stand, but she felt them pressing her down to sit. And at some point, she said she relaxed into it. 15 years old. Now, here's what happened. That was 9 months before Rosa Parks. Because she was 15, they didn't feel as though she could carry the weight of what was happening. On top of that, Rosa Parks worked for the NAACP. So it was a perfect heaven, a perfect match. Rosa Parks and her family, for blacks, were considered middle class. But there are women that were participating before Rosa Parks, after Rosa Parks, that said no. Not all got the history celebration, the history attributes, and all the things that come with that. But there were women that said no. I love this story that this woman, let me find it because I thought this was really cool. And I want to share, there's so many wonderful women that have done amazing things for us. Winona LaDuke. Winona founded the White Earth Land Recovery Project in 1989, which has returned over 1,400 acres of land. She also founded the Indigenous Women's Network, which works to empower Native American women. I never knew, never heard anything about her. We being the feminine expression, the divine light that has felt called. There is a presence and an essence that is showing up in every capacity. And throughout the month, I'm going to be highlighting some of these amazing women that have done some amazing things. This is another great story. Dorothy Lawrence was a journalist who secretly posed as a man to become a soldier during World War I, making her the only known English woman on the front line during the First World War. Having tried to become a war correspondent, a journalist, to participate as other men were journalists, but was told no, Lawrence decided the only way she was going to write the story was to experience it. There's so many things that we take for granted now that were not a part of a woman's experience. I found myself today looking at a couple of TED Talks that centered around anger and women. And I thought, how profound, because we are given different titles. There's the angry black woman, the crazy white woman, the passionate Latina woman, the somber, sad Asian woman. All these different stereotypes of women saying that we're not supposed to express our anger, that that is not something that is naturally a part of who we are and what we experience. It was really a profound conversation to understand that there are things that people, even within our family, our friends, preconceive about what a woman should be, do, or show. These are things that at this point in life, this divine journey in time, that we must awaken ourselves to. Sometimes we don't realize how we're participating as a stereotype, how we have settled in on being, well, I may be out of bounds here. I should not have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. And I just want to say that there are so many things that we could justify, right, wrong, indifferent. But one of the most beautiful things that we can come to understand in this time, that the universe is calling for every divine light that recognizes themselves as a woman, that the call to stand up and be accountable, to speak out against inequality, to help our brothers support us in equality. Because when we recognize that the woman's place, and here's the thing, we don't use women as a source for a solution. We think that's the last place you should look. I mean, it's clearly stated with our vice president that the role that she is playing or that she is participating in, it's no different from the men before, but she's being criticized much harsher. And I was a part of it at first. I'm like, what is she doing? Why isn't, then I realized, like, oh my goodness, I'm doing the same thing. We've moved to where we have a woman vice president, yes, but the same principles, we did not change the role. We merely tried to fit a woman into the existing role. And that role as a vice president has never truly been, in my world, one that totally supported and that stood in a space to complement the president, to really be a supportive asset, not just in name alone. And so it begs the differ that we are calling for a woman to be president. And when that happens, can that woman really be president? Or will she have to once again fight the powers that be because we're not ready? President Obama came in with a new consciousness, with a new awareness to bring the left, the right together. He was the first African-American president. But the laws, the roles, not the laws, the role did not change. The white controlling aspect of the House remain the same, and they showed up and they showed out, and we're still experiencing it right now. So I say to you, As we embrace the new that's unfolding, recognize we can't embrace the new with the old paradigm. And if you're participating from the old space, just take a breath when you recognize it. See, the women that stood out, the women that Amelia Earhart, C.J. Walker, the women that made a change did not participate in the rules. And I know some people say we must have rules, but why do we have rules? Most of the time, we have rules to control, not to advance, not to inspire, and not to embrace something new. So as we celebrate Women's History Month, I want us to really breathe into this, to understand that the courage that it takes to stand alongside that which has always been, to speak a word of difference, to acknowledge a fire and a passion that has never been recognized, that as a woman, you should not have that. Can you imagine that, 50 years ago, a woman wasn't even supposed to have sexual feelings? She wasn't even supposed to be concerned about sexual pleasure, just a birthing channel. We had to go through that to get here, to recognize that we are equal. You are equal. And as we celebrate, and I hope each and every woman, whatever your appearance, however you are, that you celebrate the divine essence of the female existence, the energy and light that we are, that we celebrated this month fully, that you participate and recognize, how are you showing up for women? How are you showing up for the divine feminine expression? What is that for you? Victoria Woodhull. Victoria was the first woman to run for president for the United States almost 50 years before women received the right to vote. She was an activist, author, and a leader of women's movement. Victoria Woodhull. Victoria Woodhull. How amazing. Ruby Bridge. Ruby was the first black child to attend a white Southern elementary school. She had to be escorted to school by her mother and the U.S. Marshals to keep her safe, and only one teacher agreed to teach her, Barbara Henry. The parents of all of Ruby's classmates pulled their children from the class, so Barbara and Ruby spent a year alone together at school. As she grew older, her courage to embrace herself for who she was is something we can all look up to. I love this list of amazing women of courage. And I love that this is our opportunity to celebrate, to absolutely encourage ourselves. Encourage ourselves to understand that at this time and space, there is a divine essence of the feminine expression that's being called forth to help guide us through this next phase, to help shelter, shield, warn, and shine a light to all the travesties that are unfolding. I want to share this story that happened to me just yesterday. I have a car that I call her Brown Sugar. And she is past her life expectancy. It is time to put her down. And she's not functioning well, and there's a lot of problems with her. And one of the least things is her battery, but now the battery is not functioning well. And so I've called AAA a couple of times, and they're like, hey, you need to buy a new battery. And because I'm moving and shifting her to release her, I don't want to spend additional money to buy a battery for her. And so once I got a really good jump, my mind was like, all right, let's turn the car back on a few times. Now, also I have to add that the window rolled down, but now it won't roll up. And so I didn't want to have my car sitting on the street with the window down. And so I have this cover that I could put over. This cover would shield her from the rain. This cover would keep her secure, in a sense, where people would not know that the window was open. And so yesterday evening, I run down. I'm like, oh, let me go turn on the engine. And I decide not to take the entire tarp off because I don't feel like dealing with it. And so I'm in the car, I'm covered in the tarp, and I turn the car on. And she's running. She starts, and I'm like, hey, all right, let me let her run for a little bit. So as I'm sitting there in the car, and she's running, I hear someone go, oh no, don't. And they shine this light and it startles me and I scream, ah! And the person outside screams, ah! And there's a dog, woof, woof, barking. And she's like, don't do it. And so now I'm pulling the cover up and I go, what? And she says, don't hurt yourself. She thought that because the car was running and she couldn't see that I was trying to kill myself. I was so blown away by the love that it would take to show up like that for someone that she did not know. And I could see her husband did not want to do it. He was like, and with us screaming, he was confirmed, like, we never should have done this. But I got out of the car and I said, thank you. I said, I was not trying to hurt myself, and I explained about the battery. I said, but my heart is so full because you said something. She said something. She stepped beyond what she knew. And we laughed, and she said, I just wanted to make sure, and I hugged her. And the dog, which was so funny, he jumped on me like, okay, you all good. And they went on their way, but I've been telling that story all day today because my heart has been so full of so much love that we make a difference. This woman, and I was like, oh my God, it's Women's History Month. Here was a woman that I'm sure her husband, because I could look on his face, was like, leave it alone, don't do it. But what she heard was a car running, covered, and she couldn't see anything. So your thought is that the car is covered, the windows up, oh my God, this person is trying to kill themselves. And she stepped out and said something. And so sometimes we're so afraid to say something because we don't want to be embarrassed. We don't want to look like a fool. But if I was someone trying to hurt myself, this woman would have saved my life because she did. And that is the beautiful energy of women, because we will and we can and we do. So I I want you to recognize that loving presence that is within you. That soft, tender space that says, maybe. Let me lend a hand. But also, I want you to understand that the anger and the frustration is also a part of you, and you are entitled to have it and to express it. It doesn't make you less of a woman. It doesn't make you unable to communicate. We must use our words, but we must not let anger fester. To my divine sisters, to the women of this moment, of this time, I salute you. I salute all divine cultures, ages, all physical expectations, all divine lights of the female expression. Those that I know and those that are coming forth to show up. Those that are here and those that have been behind. I salute our divine essence and what we contribute to this world. So be with us this month as we celebrate women, as we highlight different women, and as we understand that the expression of a woman is expressed in many different ways. And it is a gift to us all. You are a gift to us all. I'm every woman. Let me see. I think we have another quote. As women achieve power, the barriers will fall. As society sees what women can do, as women see what women can do, there will be more women out there doing things and will all be better off for it. The Judge, the magnificent Ruth. I think there's one more. Ruth Gainsbury. A woman with a voice is by definition a strong woman. Melinda Gates. So right now, I just want us to take this moment to celebrate, wherever you are, to recognize that this month you have the divine time. There'll be opportunities to think about how we can celebrate women, opportunities to recognize how we can stand up and be accountable in our community, in our spiritual community, in our family, in our homes. Think about how what you do impresses on this world, and that you are here on point. You are here because you are of value, and that you said, yes, I am coming forward to express, to participate, and to elevate. And sometimes through elevation, through the higher recognition of consciousness, we must go through the battle of recognizing self, the battle of appreciation, what we don't want, what we do want, and the battle of being able to stay committed and love ourselves through it. I love you, my divine lights, my women, my infinite and feminine expressions. I love you. Thank you for being the magnificence that you are. And thank you for being with me on this Wednesday, whether you were here in the moment or whether you come to visit later. We at Universal Spirit Center are grateful for all that you do, for the divine consciousness that you share, for the loving light and the ways that you give. For most of you know that we have been going through our conscious giving program. And for anyone online, it is an opportunity for you to participate as well, because you are invaluable to us. We are a community that stands for change, even in the uncomfortable moments. So I thank you for 21 amazing years of conscious giving. And as we embark on becoming more of a hybrid community, as we embark on expressing not only in-house but online, we can't do it without you, nor would we want to. You are a part of each and every one of us. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You're a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Your givingness supports us in so many ways. We are a viable community because of you. It is now the time to go deeper and dig into that higher expression. So the call is, if you can do more, if you're willing to expand into more, if you are encouraged, because understand, it's not that you're doing it for us. This is for you. I finally got that the more I give because I choose to, not because I have to, not because I want to tithe to get something, but because I recognize that I am an abundant, affluent light, that I want to participate in the abundance that is dancing all around me, that is absolutely this symphony of joy. You are the face of God. You are. I hold you in my and I hold you right here for all that you've done, and I say thank you, thank you. And so if it calls to you anytime, it doesn't matter when you see this, if it calls to you, if you are called to be a higher expression of abundance for your life, for you, for the absolute divineness that you are, we appreciate any and everything. You are the face of God. You are the face. You are the face of God. You are. You're beautiful. You are absolutely magnificent. Thank you. You are the face of God. And with that, we are so very blessed that coming back to Universal Spirit Center, our divine Amy Steinberg, who was the musical director here, that when she decided to move on to a greater expression, called out to me and said, hey, I think this could be a place that you could thrive in. I love you, Amy. I'm so excited that you will be here with us March 10th, next Friday. If you have not gotten your ticket, you can go online. We want to book the Lions Club out. We want to fill it up because this divine light gave so much to us, and we want to give that back to her. She has a new CD that she is expressing, and so I want each and every one of us, if you can be here, come here, show out, and if you can't, buy a ticket for someone else. Gift someone a ticket to come. We want the Lions Club to be filled with love and joy and have every chair sold out. I'm so excited. So I say to you, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your love, for your light. And as always, we are family. You are our community, and in that, we are in this together. Have a blessed Wednesday. I'll see you on Sunday. Peace and blessings, my angels.
I feel